It's 3TT for the win. 3TT, yeah, you know we going in. 3 typical talkers, yeah, we like talking. And it's 3 black boys, so you know we all kings.
Yo, it's 3TT for the win. 3TT, yeah, you know we going in. 3 typical talkers, yeah, we like talking. And it's 3 black boys, so you know we all king.
Yeah. New Year's resolutions can be beneficial,
Yeah.
but like at the same time,
It's like, why do you have to wait till my thing is like, I feel like you shouldn't have to wait till the new year to do certain things. It's like I can understand how it makes it easier, but it's like, why didn't you go to the gym in October?
do you know what though? Do you know what? I feel like a lot of people give up towards the end of the year. Like me personally, I feel like after my birthday's in November. So like after my birthday, I was kind of like, I'm grateful for a lot of things that I did, like a lot of goals I set that I achieved.
Yeah.
So I felt like I wanted to enjoy it, but certain goals that I wish I had made me feel like I don't deserve to enjoy it. So then you just keep looking for fun in different ways and going out of your way to try to create fun, and it's just like you just kind of lose track of your goals, like going to the gym and like.
For me, though, I think that, like, the winter period is a winter act, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's when people fully
You see, the thing
lock
about
in.
me is like, I feel like I always fall off during the winter though, because you're just comfortable.
Yeah, like,
and it's like,
it's cold
like,
outside.
when you know that it's going to be
cold.
like, when you know it's going to be hot, that's when I lock in.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when I'm in the gym, like I was saying it to you lot the other day, when I'm in the gym, literally, the music that I know I'm going to hear on motors is the music that I'm listening to, so I can
motivate
visualize.
you, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Nah, that's good.
Do you have any cold playlists you be playing in the gym to lock in?
Do you know what I usually listen to? Kiss It Better by Rihanna. Because it's so sexually charged that when I listen to it, I don't know, I get that extra boost. Do you know
Bro,
what I mean?
Izzy, you're not real, bro. Like
I
what?
really get in that mode, especially when I'm doing like chest and shoulder exercises. That's my main one.
Rihanna, bad
God
girl,
knows.
Riri. That's insane.
Bro, really,
Me, I be listening to I'm a Piano. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I feel like it gets me in the zone because it's like I forget about anyone else in the gym, and I'm genuinely just enjoying the music.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm just locked in with what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get distracted, man. Like I hate something that happens in the gym sometimes is I see someone doing an exercise that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can't do it now because it looks like I'm copying them.
I don't care.
I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Like yesterday, I don't care.
I don't know.
I waited till he left the gym.
You get me? Like I just be
You don't-
feeling like I don't want him to think I'm looking at him and now I'm doing it because of him or something. But
No, I am. Imitation is
You
the
know,
best
them
form
was
of
there. I
flattery,
didn't even
you
think
know?
of that thing until
You
you done it.
get
I was
me,
like,
like-
I was trying to visualize how I was gonna do in that gym because
Yeah.
currently I'm in a new gym, innit? But it's like, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, but I think one of the things I could get into what we learned last year, but I think one of the things I learned last year is like, what you do actually doesn't matter. Like, I don't care what other people think about what I do because I'm not doing it for you.
for them,
Yeah.
So it's like, I think once you, like, just focus on you, and that's all that really matters. Because no one else cares about you the way you care about yourself.
That's
so it's like,
true.
genuinely, like, there's no point of wasting your energy and wasting the space in your brain, caring about how other people will perceive your actions when you're not even doing it for anything to do with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do believe that there is a level of self-awareness that involves being considerate of how you're perceived, right? So it's one thing to be like, I don't care what people think, but at the same time, you have to realize the consequences of not caring.
Yeah,
like,
obviously to a degree,
me?
but I mean, and like at the same time, you need to be careful what you even care about in a sense. 'Cause like, I feel like with me, anyways, one of the, like, I know I used to care about things that didn't matter, and it's like that used to take up so much space in my brain, and it's draining because it's like you spend hours caring about something just for it just to go because it doesn't matter. And it's like you could have actually used that time for something else. So it's like, honestly, just you need to be more mindful.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Mindfulness is definitely an important thing. And speaking of mindfulness, I think we should do a recap of 2024 and maybe
for
talk
this,
through
man.
some of our ups, some of our downs, some of our lefts and rights. I don't mind going first because I'll
man
roll
are
some
ready.
stuff in my. I was like,
you're not ready.
You're gonna go last, right? I'm gonna go
course.
first, then you go, then
First,
Izzy
first.
goes last. Actually, sorry. Okay, let's do an intro.
You've been doing so, man.
Hey guys, welcome to the 3 Typical Talkers podcast. It's your boy MGP, you know the vibes. To my left we have
It's your boy Maze, you know, Big Maze.
Big Mace, not the little one, and we have
Ghana's best export.
Ghana,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Tight.
You already know.
And welcome to the
our
podcast.
third episode.
This is our third episode. We're trying, you know what I mean? It's not easy.
It's not,
It's
trying
not
to build
easy,
up the
but we're
consistency.
trying
you
this
know?
year, new year,
Course, man,
2025. You
course.
got me taking over, type.
It has to be done.
But yeah, so my year, I've wrote down some of the pros for 2024. And I would say the first thing that I did that was kind of life-changing for me was I started working in my secondary school, which, like, honestly, it felt like, where did all the time go? Do you get me? Like, I feel like just yesterday I was doing my leaving cert. Like, I was studying for, like, my exams. I was wearing a school uniform.
Yeah.
You get me? But, like, now working in a school, I'm working with some of the teachers that used to teach me, like, talking to them and realizing, like, these people are actually real people. Do you get me? Like, outside of the position and the role that they have.
Yeah.
But when you're that age, you don't know any better, and you just see them as, like, you don't see them as people who have feelings.
Yeah,
or
just see them as
people who have,
authority.
you get me? Like, you kind of like, you don't really view them as real people. So,
Like,
Yeah.
you feel like, so basically, you know the way you're basically on the other side of the room, right? Is there certain things that you realized now that you didn't realize as a student, or?
honestly, I think that maybe in first and second year, like junior cycle, I feel like maybe that's when I wasn't as aware of the fact that they have lives outside of school. And I kind of just saw them for where they were. So I saw them as the position they're in. Like, I only believe that you're real in school.
Yeah.
If you get me. But then, obviously, once you start going out and maybe you, like, third year, fifth year, you, like, bump into a teacher in town, you're like, oh my gosh, like, they're not just in
Sometimes I'll be like, you don't live in school? Like,
you get me? Like,
for real.
they're not just in school. So I feel like around fifth, sixth year, that's when you kind of become a bit more mature, and you're like, okay, these are adults. You're nearly becoming an adult as well. So yeah, I'd say I definitely had a good perception of, towards the end of secondary school, that teachers are like real people and stuff. But then after that, I would say the next thing for 2024 that was like a highlight of my year was going on my first two, like, lads holidays, isn't it? The first one I went with Victor, and after going out with Victor, I can't lie, there's just no other type of environment I want to be in when I'm in certain places now, like, because the treatment,
yeah, man, we are feeling it. Like,
bro, like,
You were up there.
everybody's just looking at you, like, everybody's just, like, nice to you,
proper Steve,
so
like,
welcoming, so friendly, you get me? I mean, I was just enjoying it, but, like, it also was motivating because it's like, this is the benefits of his hard work, if you get me, or, like, of him pursuing his passion and stuff.
Where'd you man go?
Birmingham still. Shout out to Birmingham.
Oh yeah, I remember
can't
that
lie.
story. Yeah.
Birmingham is kind of lit still. Like, I feel like Dublin has the potential to be like some of them places, but I think that we just need to support each other more.
yeah, there's division, isn't
Yeah, too much division.
Yeah,
Like,
too much
I feel like everyone, obviously over there, they're probably having their own issues within themselves. But I feel like the events I went to, I think I went to the Cave, and I don't know if these are good locations for people who live in
I've
England.
heard about the cave, so
But I enjoyed it, you get me? I went to the Cave, and then I'm not going to say the other place I went to because I told some people from that place and they said that's not a good place. So I'm not going to even put that out there. But it was still like good vibes. I feel like people were really like supportive in terms of everyone at the events. Like everyone wants to have a good time, and they want everyone there to have a good time. There's no
Corner boys.
Like, yeah, you get me. Even though like there were kind of tables, is like everyone was kind of welcome at everyone's table, and then it's like everyone who wasn't at a table was kind of like hopping from table to table, and no one really cared about it. So it was good vibes, definitely. Yeah, I lost track of what I was just talking about.
Talking about your holiday.
Oh, the holiday.
last year.
And then the second holiday was
Monaco.
Monaco. I went to Monaco. I went to Nice. Shout out to all the people. I met some amazing people in Nice. Like, I definitely, I'm probably going to make it a yearly holiday. I met some amazing people there. And then I went to Spain. I just went somewhere in Spain. It was good.
Where
Had a good time. Huh?
Where specific?
You don't want to see that? Can't get into that, but
I know.
time was hard. And that was like my main highlights for summer. And then what else happened? I wrote here chopping breakfast, right? So should I say this or not?
You wrote it, innit?
I wrote it. I feel like I came to certain realizations on just giving up. Like just giving up on some fantasies. Like there's no point. If I just realized like if it's meant to be, it will be. If it's not, I don't care about it. You get me? So I feel like I actually allow myself to grow from like wanting specific situations or scenarios to live out and trying to do things to make them live out. So yeah, I feel like less is more for me now, and that's kind of like what's been motivating me to move the way I'm moving.
Well, you're focusing on peace of mind here.
Peace of mind, man. Tranquility.
I hear.
So how was your 2024, bro? Your
So
highlights?
for me, I think
that thing is packed.
yeah, man.
Well, it didn't come.
It was tough, innit? But like, I think for me, right, what I learned was like not putting yourself in unnecessary situations. Like sometimes you actually have to ask yourself, like, who actually sent me? And it's like most of the time the answer is you sent yourself. So it's like all you can actually do is just blame yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what else did I do? And sometimes it just gets to a point. It's like, don't let things just drag. Like one of my like major lessons I learned was let things be what they are. And it's like just see situations as what they are, not what they could be.
I honestly think that that's been life-changing for me because I feel like most of my struggles come from hope. And like, honestly, the only hope I have is for my life to get better. Anyone else, I shouldn't hope in a person. I shouldn't hope in scenarios or situations or potential opportunities. I shouldn't hope. I should hope or like plan and prepare to like develop myself to be in a position I want to be for my life. But all that other hoping in people or hoping things will change, like, it's just
another thing I had was be careful of what you fight for. Because it's like I feel like a lot of people put energy into things you fight for, but like you yourself know it's not gonna work. The other person knows it's not gonna work. That's probably why they're not even fighting for it. So it's like you don't want like one thing is because it's like once you get to the stage of where you're exhausted, it's so hard to move on, and it's so hard to gain the energy that you lost back. So it's like it's one of them ones. Is like just like preserve your energy, preserve your time, like. Because like these things are precious, right? But like when you don't treat it like it's precious, you just dash it away like it's nothing. And it's not nothing. So it's like you need to value certain things more.
I think it's important to also like just be honest with yourselves. I feel like when people are honest with themselves and they respect themselves, so being honest with yourself will allow you to respect yourself. Because you know what you really think, and then you'll do what you need to do, not what you want. You get me? So finding the balance between needs and wants.
And yeah, I think that was like my main lessons. And like 2024 was a good year though. Like honestly, like I learned a lot of things. And it's like I can understand why people felt like it was a bad year and stuff. But it's like obviously everyone's experiences would be different and stuff. But like honestly, it was an amazing year for me. Can't lie.
We're going to the final boss, Thanos.
Ghana
for me. The most important thing I learned was to define success for yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody kind of gets caught up in like the glitz and glamour of life, and seeing, you know, how far like different, you know, what social media could be, music, etc., can take you. But at the end of the day, like if you weren't fulfilled in doing that, like, does it really mean anything?
Like, sorry to cut you off, but like I feel like a lot of people grind to impress other people, not even to impress themselves. Like people will grind to buy things that they don't even really care about, but they know that it'll get people talking. But it's like,
do you know, that's a very interesting point, because I believe this is the reason why I feel like naturally I'm never gonna allow. I don't want to say never now, because then somebody will clip this and say
they'll catch you.
But I don't want to be materialistic, because at the end of the day, like it's a very simple phrase, but you can't bring anything with you when you die. You know what I mean? So obviously, being successful is for the betterment of my family or like creating a legacy,
Yeah.
just leaving something for my kids to make their lives easier than like
How we may have
how
grown.
how we may have grown up and make things better for them. But apart from that, I feel like a lot of people get lost in the sauce. Like there's a big pot of sauce and lots of people are lost in it. Like they're chasing things that don't really matter. And it's like they're spending their 20s doing, like, they're spending the most important years chasing things that don't really matter, just to end up at the other side of it, realizing that I wasted so much time doing things that don't matter.
Exactly.
What did I do for myself that I can be happy with?
Like, literally, like, I feel like I'm really grateful that, like, because one thing that I focused on in 2024 is I stopped talking to people more my age about certain things. I started going to people like in their 30s and 40s, because it's like they've lived through a lot of the things that you're living through right now, and it's like it's easy for someone to like talk about a situation when they're in it, or like when they were just in it like a year ago or something. But like when someone, this is like your situation might have been someone's situation 10 years ago. So it's like when you go to them with that, and it's like even just like, I think when I started talking to older people, that's when I realized certain things just don't matter, because it's like the things that's bothering me now, it was probably bothering them 10 years ago as well. Like, they don't care. And it's like, they made me realize like I'm actually, like, you have a lot more time than you think, but you also don't. So it's like, you like,
the balance.
Just, do you know what I mean? And it's like, what are you really doing with your time? So it's like, for me, towards the end of last year, I just started to try to like maximize on my time and just try to get like the most out of it. You know what I mean?
And you were talking about success. So what do you feel like success looks like for you?
It's being able to, I don't know, well, obviously the main one is financial freedom. You know what I mean? Having the ability to give my kids, but also like my younger siblings, a life that I wasn't really afforded the luxury of. Do you know what I mean? It's being able, like, of course, we can't say money doesn't buy happiness. Like, I just like, we kind of have to be realistic here. Do you know what I mean? It buys comfortability. Do you know what I mean?
Which
Being able to
bring happiness.
Exactly. So
Okay, I have an interesting question. So should you be happy first and then get money, or get money and then be happy?
Can't you have both? If you give me money right now, I'll be happy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I promise.
I'll be overjoyed.
Do you know one of the other things I wrote down, right, was getting a car, right? That was a big thing for me. I used to think that if I have a car, I would never complain about. I said, God,
obviously that's,
I said, God,
that's
if
what I
get,
need.
That's bittersweet.
I said, God, if I get this car,
Mm-hmm.
I'll never complain about anything
Car's a
again.
liability though, so for that reason alone as well.
I know, yeah.
Like,
But
it makes your life easier, but at the same time, it makes your life harder.
I just feel
Cost,
like
bro.
human beings can never be satisfied. We're never
degree.
like, there's nothing,
possible.
man. If there's rich people who killed, killed the game.
On the
You know what I
live
mean?
themselves.
On a-
On a
yeah.
live. We're on YouTube
Type,
now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
If there's older people who are like rich and successful, who are having issues with their mental health, you get me? Who am I like to like think that,
Because like
okay,
obviously
when
you
I
can't,
get money,
you know what it is,
everything's
right? A
gonna
lot of
be-
people try to throw money at a situation, right, and expect the situation to go away. It can't. Like, obviously, right now I'm happy enough. If you give me a certain amount of money, I'll probably be happier. But obviously, it's like
temporarily.
possibly, but
Because
the thing
more money, more problems. Like, you feel me?
I don't believe
I
in that
think
all the
that
time. It depends
the
on how you
more
get your
money you
though.
have, the more you're going to use it to solve your problems. Like you just said, like, you are gonna throw the money at your problems because
No, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
do you
And
think
those-
you wouldn't? So if you had
depends on the
money,
situation.
if you had money and you needed to, like, there was something that money could help you do, would you not use the money that you have
Yeah,
to
that's what
solve
the
it?
money is doing. It.
And that's what I mean. Every problem, like
Obviously,
new
it's like there's
problems, are
certain
gonna-
situations where you cannot throw money at, but people still do. That's why you have people trying to pay off people to do this or that. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. People will take your money and they will still do what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
They will. They will. They will.
Okay, if someone gave you hush money, would you like? You get me, like.
Now, why would I talk? I'm
feel
quiet anyways, man. Like, bro. You know what I mean? You're
I feel
paying me to
like-
do something I was gonna do
Yeah,
anyways,
like you
bro.
just have to
Like,
kind of, I don't know. I think you can maneuver around certain things, right? But I just think in anything you chase, anything you're chasing, right? I feel like it's possible to get lost in the sauce. You're so tunnel vision on one thing or one concept that you forget all the things you need
Yeah.
Like, and you're just thinking about what you want. Do you get me? And to get to where you want to be, there's things you need to do. Rather than just having a one lane, there's one goal or one kind of finish. There's no finish line. Do you get me? There's no place you get to where you'll ever be finished. So it's like working on things like developing, I don't know, love for yourself, man. A lot of people don't actually love themselves or respect themselves. Because if you respected yourself, you wouldn't keep talking to people who don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you get me? You wouldn't keep putting yourself in situations where you have to people please or where you have to put someone else's needs before yours because you're scared.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually scared of just being like, no, I don't want to do this.
But do you
Like,
know what?
you get
I
me?
feel like the way we were raised, though.
That's
definitely
a lot of
always
people
good.
are raised to
Thank
be
you.
people
Bro,
pleasers,
it's
especially
really
someone.
something. You know what I'm
older than
saying?
them, innit?
I won't lie.
Like, should I
go.
For me, yeah, I feel like the way African people raise their children, I feel like it's kind of raised a generation of emotionally stunted children.
And yes, men as well.
know what I
Like,
mean?
bro,
Wow.
you know, I
Exactly.
feel like I couldn't.
Wow.
For a very long time, I felt like I couldn't say no to someone older than me.
Wow, thank you. You
Till
guys
today,
are spitting.
bro, till
I won't
today.
lie. I feel, oof.
You know,
There's certain like
too
trauma
much
is
to
just
unravel.
coming back.
You know what I mean?
I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to go there. But
For me to even elaborate on it, it's like when it comes down to it, Wait, let me
let it
rethink.
marinate.
Let it marinate. I think when it what was the point again?
You were saying about
Being raised and stuff like that.
Oh
yeah,
no,
being
no, no.
African parents,
Being
and-
what a people pleaser and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah, bro, we have African parents, you know, screaming at us for or punishing us physically for the most minimal. Allegedly, you know what I mean?
Like in the
what's
dreams.
called? Of course, you know. But like this happens, this kind of causes kids to second guess themselves over and over again. And I feel like that kind of it bleeds its way into adulthood. That imagine when you know make your way into the workforce, bro. It's like you are going to be hyper analytical about.
I think a lot of I don't know which parts of Africa it's more common in, but I feel like a lot of African parents sometimes baby some of their children. Like there's a group of African parents who baby their children in terms of every decision is made for them by their parents.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And it comes across as being strict, but I just think it's being restrictive. It's not actually like it's not necessarily a productive or constructive thing to do because it's like they don't have their own minds. They're always looking to some like people who can't make decisions for themselves is because they were never in the position to make a decision for themselves. They always went to someone or
But
they
I feel
always
like
got
obviously
orders.
it's easier said than done because none of us have children. But it's like from my standpoint as it is right now. Do you have
By the grace of
child?
God.
But like like I feel like that's easier said than done. But it's like, in my opinion, anyways, I feel like parents should raise their children knowing that they will not be around forever.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think,
like,
yeah.
so because it's like if I always call you for something, and it's like, what happens if you don't answer your phone? I'm just like, I'm just
And
stumped.
the other side of that, right? So then I feel like there's like I think that sometimes with African parents there's not a strong enough relationship like built from like adolescence where it feels like I know there's different opinions about parenting. Some people don't believe parents should be friends with their children or should consider them as friends because that will lose respect. But then that also can lead to like children not feeling comfortable opening up to parents about who they really are. Like a lot of like parents don't know what their kids are doing.
Most parents don't know what
they don't know what we do when we outside.
They
Like they
have no
actually
idea.
have no clue. And it's like until you get to the age where it's like, okay, socially, you should be doing these things, or it's possible that you could be doing this thing, but you don't know that your kid has been doing this
banging it out time
since
I
secondary
even
school.
I have an example from real life, bro. There was obviously,
Don't bait out any names.
I'm not gonna bait out. It's just
Yeah,
about you know me. For me, obviously, a couple months ago, my mother caught me with how you say illicit substances.
Wow.
So of course, so like as she was giving me her, typical lecture, bro, I'm thinking, she said, what's called again? Do you think so and so are doing this? Do you think
taught me how to do it.
I said, these are my partners in crime in my head, bro. At the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna snitch. I'm not gonna.
Do you know how many times I'm tempted? Man, I'm going this man. Do you know how many? Oh God.
Little do you know what these guys are doing. The high auntie boys.
You know what it is, You know what it is, I feel like I learned from being like a younger sibling.
Yeah.
I feel like I accidentally snitched so much when I was younger that now I actually just keep my mouth shut. I just don't be saying anything. But back in the day, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Like, you get me?
Yeah. I was just like, it wasn't me. I was that type of youth, man.
I feel like, okay, how would you feel if in let's say like 20 years, I don't know, however many years, your child is like 18, right?
Yeah.
And like, let's say you either find out that they're taking substances, innit? And like you catch them, like similar situation. How do you feel like you'd react?
I'd be disappointed.
Damn.
Because of why did you even let me catch you?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I mean? It's like
You should
you're
be a
not
ninja.
caring.
Yeah, you should be a better child. Like,
You know what I mean? Like you're sloppy. And it's like, for that reason, is like, but obviously the thing about me, like, it's gonna be so hard for my children because it's like there's probably like I'm gonna cop onto everything unless you lot have technology on your side and you have certain things that like help you hide things. But I will cop onto anything. Bro.
A part of me feels like the same way our parents were once our age and they thought they were sharp. But like now,
no, but I promise you I will.
You
The only
think
thing
so?
is, I think I might not even.
I feel like you might not care enough to like.
Yeah, I
look.
might not even allow myself to do it because I know
Yeah.
that if I do, I'll find it's kind of
Something
like
you
Pandora's
like.
box.
Do you now see? Do you not think that that's what our parents are doing as well?
Probably.
Like, I
Most
feel like
likely.
even before your mom like caught you in the act,
She probably caught you sooner.
did,
You know what I mean?
She knew.
Like, I feel like that was just the line where she's like, "This boy,
boy,
no
get-
respect, no respect in my house."
Yeah,
Like, that's probably why I was like, okay, let him see me. Like, let's have this awkward, because I imagine that was so like awkward. Like,
My heart took a shit. My chest. It was so painful.
I
man.
can't lie,
Oh,
like,
Lord.
I would not wish that on my worst enemy.
My sister baited me out, actually. Watch yourself, Amy. Watch yourself. That's good.
But,
Away from her, man. But, nah, for real, when it comes down to these things, I feel like I'll be perceptive to, my kids doing these type of things. Like, there's one uncle at my workplace, uncle, I won't name his name. But this guy's a regular, he's regular stoner for over 30 years.
Uncle, from what country?
Niger, bro. You man,
But I want-
bro.
you see,
Uncle
it-
Sharif.
What do you say? What do you say?
I bailed out his name.
You just said his name, bro.
I didn't hear you. Blur it out, man.
Bro, it's been like that. At the very least, people out.
What?
But,
Okay.
But this guy's been building it for over 30 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
guy,
damn.
but he's aware now that his son is now building it, but he's trying to obviously hide it. But a stoner always knows a stoner, bro. You know what I mean?
You be seeing the black lips.
Exactly.
Red eyes.
Lips like leather. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, you have to. If my kids decide to indulge in that, I will be disappointed. I know it's a double standard. I know, I'm chatting, but at the end of the day, please, it's not for them.
Preserve your lungs.
Preserve your life. You know what I mean?
Did you, man, learn anything else?
Did I learn anything else? Oh, there is nothing outside.
Sometimes just stay at home, bro. Like,
Just
you know
stay
what I
at
mean?
home.
Like,
I learned the hard way. You don't have to be outside all the. And I'm so grateful my mom taught me that lesson. You actually don't have to go out all the time. Like sometimes when I was a kid, and like my mates would like knock for me to come out. Like my mom would just. It was just like selectively that she'd randomly say no sometimes, even though I've done everything I need to do. There's nothing I'm doing at home. She'd just say no, and it's a good habit because there's some people I know now. A lot of people who back then would go out all the time when they were kids.
Yeah.
That's
they
what
bring
they're
the
doing
same
now.
habit into clubbing.
never
Like,
leave
every week, every time you go clubbing, No.
Man, every time I'm out, I feel like I don't go out that much. But whenever I go out, I see the same people. So I'm
but I
like,
hate
am
that,
I
bro.
going out a lot or are they? Or
Yeah.
like, what's the chances that every time I go out, I see the same people? And obviously, I'm a very understanding person, so I'm like, you know what, people are going through stuff. You get me? Some people, if they don't go out now, what they'll be doing at home would probably not be anything good to write about. You get me?
Like,
so it's like some people might feel like they need to go out to relieve stress or like even socially interact with people. I've met recently some people who actually just like to like go out and talk to strangers or like interact or people watch. I kind of like people watching.
Yeah, I got into that last one.
Man,
people
like,
watching.
People like just watching people like just watching.
Creepy,
oh God, don't do this to me. I do. I promise I'm not a creep. Like,
but like you know what it is. Like it's like you kind of cluing into a situation halfway through, and you create your own dialogue.
Yeah,
so
man.
it's kind of like I hear
you
it.
get me? And I just music for me is such a. It's a powerful tool for me to. It's like therapy, man. Yeah, like listening to music takes me out of whatever. I don't care about anything once I have my
listen to
headphones.
music every day.
Yes,
because I was speaking to someone recently, right?
I listen to music in the shower, like.
But I listen to music every day as well. But like this person was basically telling me that I should like take like because like a lot of people use music as like a vice or as like an escape.
Yeah.
And she was kind of telling me I should take a break from music and kind of whatever like I'm using music to kind of ignore or to push to the side, I should kind of face it head on and then go back to my music and I'll feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do that. But I would consider it because like even the way like she was like kind of like describing the experience, like it did sound nice, innit?
The thing is, I'll be honest, right? I think music definitely had me in a chokehold in 2024. I think that I was listening to specific types of music so that it would subconsciously play on my mind and allow me to live out certain fantasies.
Yeah.
And I think that people, like I was aware that I was doing that because I just think so much. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people are not aware of the fact that a lot of music they listen to influences what they think about, influences the perspectives on life, influences the experiences they want to have. And then I've realized that sometimes it's not good, but there's certain like lyrics or like concepts or ideas from some of the music that I listen to that it makes me like when I hear those like certain lyrics, it makes me want to live it out. Like you get me? It makes me put
like. Do you ever do some and then it brings you back to the song that you heard?
And it's like. It's definitely not a good thing, so I kind of stopped listening to specific types of music, and now I just take in good music. Like I was listening to Junzi.
Yeah.
I was listening to
shout out Junzi.
His new track this, and it's like I want to kind of start supporting, like do a service because I like listening to music and like. Listening to Irish music now, trying to get into that.
Irish artists that caught your attention last year?
Me personally, I would say that obviously gliders. Like obviously, like I feel like a part of me feels like they're just in a different league. Like I can't really like.
I hear that.
Do you get me? They're just so far like clear of a lot of other people. But what's that guy's name?
Moyo.
Yeah,
he's
is his name Moyo?
That's what I'm
Okay, yeah. Hold on, Louise. I got this something that's green.
Look how we all
bro, like you get me,
man.
Like that song was beautiful. That was a beautiful song, and I remember I was the first one out of us to repost it. I'm saying it now. So
I knew that song a year before these man reposted it. That's what I have to say. Okay,
I haven't heard it from Izzy.
I was the first one to repost it on my FYP, but that song, and even when I saw it, I didn't know he was Irish. I was just like, this is a beautiful.
The first video I saw of him was playing the piano on one of the train stations or something.
Pierce, isn't it?
Yeah,
probably Pierce, and I was just like, this is tough.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing like just Irish talent. That's like your talent has nothing to do with you being Irish.
Yeah,
it's just talent.
It's
you know
talent.
What I mean?
Yeah,
and it's like
there is, and we were literally talking about on one of our other episodes is that, and there's so much talent here. Like there's so much talent. It's just there's not enough support. And I've realized you have to support yourself. Like I've gotten to the point mentally where I'm not waiting for anybody to like come and recognize me. Like I don't necessarily, not that I don't care, but I don't prioritize, going out of my way to get people or convince people to support me. I just keep continuing to do me and whoever is wrong.
Artists that caught your attention?
Any other artists?
Well, to be honest, like
songs, it doesn't have to be a song.
You know the Chamomile Club, which is
Chamomile
like
or something.
they basically consist of Moyo, Monjola. I don't know why they call him Monjola, but it's Monjola. Let's be realistic. Abi Kulibali, you know them, man. Like I like the alternative type of brand of music, and it's just really just happy to see Black Irish people. You know, and really push themselves.
I'm happy
forward.
that people who enjoy that type of music have something to go to. Like, do you get me? Because for us, like for me, anyways, I like Afrobeats, so it's like there are a few places you can go to listen to Afrobeats music. But it's like people who don't like Afrobeats just there was a stage where they had nothing really. They had to just go to Academy or something like that. Do you get me? Shout out to Academy.
Something like that.
Everyone's been to Academy.
I've never
been to Academy.
No, I've never.
Really?
There's no reason why. I think it's because like
even for a show or something.
No.
Damn. Have you been to Academy?
I've been Soundhouse.
Damn. I was lying. I thought
Bottom Factory.
Bottom Factory.
I ain't even never been Bottom.
Okay,
I think I just need to start going to certain places more.
I can't lie.
I was even gonna ask a question. So obviously you guys are speaking about music here. Do you think that like as artists, like you guys are in the studio a lot, do you think you perceive music differently? Like the way you listen to music, like you can almost feel the texture of it, you're hearing different frequencies and stuff. Do you guys think
I feel like for me, I started to perceive music differently when I started to DJ. Because when I started to DJ, right, it changed. Like even till this day, like I stopped like probably like a year and a half ago. Like even till this day, like I still can't listen to music normally because like when I listen to music, I listen to what I can do with it. And it's like, and what songs kind of sound like it, like the wordplay and this and that. So it's like, but even like before that, like obviously before I started DJing, I was still in the studio. Why'd you stop?
Should continue, man.
I don't know. I think maybe not stop. I say I took a break.
2025,
a long break.
Accountable. Why'd you stop? Why'd you stop?
I just had a lot going on in it. So it's like, and it's like, because the only reason I started, like when I started, it wasn't even, I didn't even start for myself. When I started, my sister was having a party. And my older sister knew I could DJ, so they're like, we're not paying for a DJ when Michael can DJ. So it was just kind of like, literally took me 2 weeks. I learned everything that I knew before. And it was like, then I had another gig after that, like 2 months later. And then I was practicing. Cool. It went, for some reason, my first show was better than my second show. I don't know why, but it was. Then after that, I just kind of like, I just started DJing at home, and I was just kind of like, if I ever wanted to like publicly say I was a DJ, I'd want to feel like I'm the best. And it was like, I was working towards to being the best and stuff, but I was like, there's a long way to go, man. And I was like, there's other things, there's a lot of things going on. So I'm like, you know, when I'm ready to actually like dedicate the time to it, maybe I might come back. But it's like, my main thing is I never wanted to be a DJ. I just wanted to know how to do it. And I know how to do it. So it's like, that's kind of why I felt like I could stop.
Fair enough. I think I'm the same way with like playing music now, like drumming. Like I kind of feel like I just naturally liked drumming, but I wasn't necessarily concerned with being the best because of how much it takes and how seriously you should take it. So it's like I just felt like I don't even want to consider myself like a drummer because it's like I don't take it seriously, like you get me. So when I get to that point where like I'm ready, I have the free time to actually, you know, put the time into
in there.
Exactly, put the time into, then I would love to definitely take that.
I can't lie, bro. I feel like you're a prodigy. No glaze, of course. Like I because I've seen you like doing this since you were young, like literally like 12 years old. You know what I mean? But and I also feel like when I look at you when you're listening to music, I can almost hear you doing Tom Fields in the music. Like you're trying to add little bits into it. It's like like I asked that question, but I know that it influences you being an instrumentalist. It influences the way you perceive music.
I think that a lot of us growing up in church, we were just conditioned. Like obviously, my brother started playing the drums like probably when he was 12 or 11 or 10, around that age, because there was no like it was by force. You know what I mean? There was no drummers, so he had to learn. Then there was a drummer came, so then he had to learn keyboard. So it was like he had to learn instruments by force. You get me? But like for me, it's like nobody gave me the opportunity to like be like, oh, learn. You get me?
Yeah.
So I just naturally gravitated towards the drums, and then I started playing the drums. Like I actually taught myself because, like they all prioritized getting like one old enough person.
They prioritize what they needed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I had to just kind of the natural like the natural passion I had for it was just the curiosity or like just being drawn to the drums. I think drummers are low key like attention seekers. I think that me as a drummer, right? I think that subconsciously, like I'm a reserved person, but then when I'm drumming, I feel like I can express. Like I can express things, and everyone has no choice but to hear it. Not in a cocky way, but it's like you can actually feel, like you can feel my energy.
Yeah,
do you get me? You can feel what I'm laying down on the drums. Like you get me? And I feel like a lot of maybe instrumentalists in general, but I feel like a lot of drummers. I don't know if they'll agree. You can leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But I think, yeah, man. I think that.
Anyways, speaking of music, top 3 albums of the year, boys.
Top 3 albums.
Who should start?
Not me.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay, so no more.
So my first one is obviously Lungu Boy, Ashake. You know what I mean? Probably the best album of last year. One of One by Gunna.
Okay.
Speaks for itself. If you stop listening to Gunna because of he snitched, check yourself, man. You're pussy. Like, what you talking about, man?
There's
like,
no
that has,
point
like,
if you do that.
like being concerned about American politics when you're not even in America.
I can't lie.
You don't even have the full story.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, even his lawyer said he don't come out and snitch. What else do you want from them?
You're
Like,
a
it has nothing
twerker
to
if
do
you
with
do
you,
that.
man. Like, if the guy has good music, he has
pussy,
good
yo.
music. Like, what are you talking about? And then my last album is Los Tropolis by Odia.
Oh, that's a good,
big album.
Okay.
Like, his talent is just like, I feel like he's carrying R&B on his back right now. In
R&B, fair.
Like, Afro swingish R&B, on his back.
He's a really versatile
Maybe
artist,
half
bro.
of the world. I won't say the whole world, but like at least half of it. Like
he's like, taken over, and he deserved, man.
Bro, his voice is
cold.
cold,
He's been cold though. Like
He's been cold. Bro, there's one. He even had one cover. Yeah, he even had one cover on BBC. It was it A-Team? A-Team by Ed Sheeran. This guy's voice. This guy's voice is golden, bro. On my life, like he's actually such a good vocalist. But that's an album I should have had in my list.
Yeah, he's cold. Of 2024, was easy.
Should I say what?
Yeah.
Okay, my top 3. First one, in no particular order, I'll go with Lungu Boy, Ashake, because look, this music thing with Ashake, I feel like he's clinical.
He's in a different league as well.
You know what I mean?
One album, 3-4 different genres. He created his own sound 3-4 times in that album alone.
It's ridiculous, bro. Like he's proficient in it. Like I'll even give an example. Like who else
is doing that? Bro?
Who mixes techno? And that's a little call and response as well, bro. Like, everything about it, the frequencies of that record is ridiculous, bro.
But what do we think about this new tattoo and everything?
Well, I think you know when you just get to a stage where you just don't care anymore. Like no one can chat to you.
He's clear, he's rich.
I'm scared.
But he's just doing notepad, like you know what I mean?
Definitely scared. I can't lie, like. I thought it was fake, man. You see, AI is taking over the world. I don't know what to believe anymore. At first, I thought it was fake, but I think it's real.
Because even in his last snippet, like the sound even sounded a bit. Maybe he's probably going through it, and that's fine, man.
I think, man, he's a prime example of kind of what I'm talking about. I don't want to grind and get to the point where like the things that I really value. It's like nothing to me anymore, and now I'm distracted by everything I wish I had when I started grinding. Do you get me? Because he grinded for so long, and then even that somebody sent me a video of something of Ashake and some young lady, and I was just like, pink balaclava. Like they sent me that video, and I was just like, like I didn't view him as someone who could, like, he had quite a PG, like, appearance in my mind. I thought he would, you know, I just feel like when it gets to a point where, like, you might be distracted by things, and I don't blame them because it's like, those are things that you were supposed to be distracted. Like you could have been distracted by in your younger years if you had been where you wanted to be. But then at the same time, you had to do everything you had to do to get to the point where you're at. So it's a double-edged sword for real, because it's like you want to be successful, but to be successful, you have to grind and kind of shut out a lot of things. But then by the time you become successful, you're going to be a lot older. So all the fantasies that you wanted to have when you were younger, you feel like you want to live them out at an older age. And me personally, I just don't want to. I don't want to do that. Like, but hopefully I stay the course. Hopefully I get married at 27 and have kids before 30.
By the grace of God, man. I say second album though. This is one I don't know if you might know him. His name is
I know McGee. Everybody, man. Who?
And it's McGee, and the album's called.
You know him?
I don't know him.
Oh, you know him?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay, first. But the album's called Two Star and the Dream Police. Yeah, bro. This album is like it's unbelievable, bro. It's like, how would I describe it? It's like 80s new wave, but with very like the way he approaches melody is like experimental slightly, but a lot of the songs are also very conventional. But it also, the way he does melody is like almost like East African music, like Ethiopian jazz, bro. Like I've never heard music like this before, but he's one to watch. Like, man, I'm telling you guys right now, in 2025, watch out for him. He's a special one. And then third one, GNX by Kendrick Lamar, I'd say. GNX. Standard because I feel like this is a record where he's kind of going back to basics. He's kind of really, you know, what's called again, using his cultural sound. Like he's from West Coast, do you know what I mean? You can tell like he's using West Coast arts in his music, the aesthetic as well. You can feel like he's on a victory lap after this summer as well. You know he had a summer by the balls, bro. So
man, they not like us.
They not like us. They not like us.
I remember there was a time I went to a motive. We were about to leave, right? We were probably like a 2-minute walk out of the motive. My boy waited the whole motive to hear the song. As soon as we left, they started playing the song.
A minor.
I was like, because I know how much this meant to him. So I was like, bro, just live
surge of power, bro. Once you hear that record,
a part of me though, I don't want to get too much into like American politics. I don't know enough
or the beef.
But I just think, did you hear about Drake like suing or apparently suing Kendrick for making the song?
Drake is smart, right? So what he's doing, like it's deeper than its face value. It's calculated. He knows what he's doing and he knows what responses are gonna come out of it. It's like I think I heard someone saying that him doing this, he's trying to get out of his deal. Or something like that. So it's like I'm not surprised. It's like I'm telling you, whatever he does publicly is deeper than what it seems. But I promise you,
he's been in this for way too long. He does is impulsive, bro.
He's been in this for way too long.
Exactly.
And them man are playing with millions. They play with millions, like what? Like it's crazy, man. Like it's insane.
Even with the Drake thing, like bro, he knows to even elaborate what he's doing. Like what Michael is saying, he knows exactly what he's doing, bro. In terms of the thing, like he knows that. In terms of hip hop, he hasn't really been embraced by the culture too much. So
his has been on and off. Like people will go a long time loving him, then they'll go a long time hating him, then they'll love him again.
I don't think anyone I don't think there's a period where there's no Drake hate. I feel like he gets the most hate, but he's like one of the coldest. So it's just kind of like at this point, people on social media have way too much power. Like none of the hates is affecting his pockets. So
you know what I mean? Like even if he gets paid, if he hates, like
you get me. So all these people, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just hating somebody for no reason. You think he really cares for him? No, he doesn't.
Was there my album is just Lungu Boy. I didn't really listen to any albums this year.
Well, I was even looking at all of the albums.
It was 2023. I was gonna say J Hus album.
Yeah, bro. That was 2024.
Yeah,
no, 2023.
2023. I was gonna say Brenna Boy.
Man.
But
that was an underrated album though in 2023.
Oh man,
I did not expect that, bro.
Bro,
do you know the best song on that album is Bim Bim? The one after It's Crazy.
Oh,
when I heard
bim,
I was like, what? This guy is doing almost like Igbo, like 5-3 count, bro. But he's rapping on, he's flowing on it as well. But I said, nah, that's such a cold song, bro. Ah, man.
And I was even on holidays when that came out, bro. I was
in London when I heard that as well.
I was on holidays when Brenna's one came out as well in 9, bro. I was in Nigeria when the album came out. I felt so in touch with Mother Nature, bro. I was like, yeah, this is home for real.
I'm telling you, man.
And as I was gonna say, was there any movies that you lot either watched?
I always wanted a brother.
I just wanted a brother.
Oh, last year. It came out. It came out last year, no?
Yeah, the tail end of last year. Yeah, like
okay.
November, December.
Did you watch last year though?
Nah, exactly.
I watched it a few days
ago. So was there
ago.
any movie that came out last year or that you watched last year that stood out to you?
Bro, Dune 2.
Oh,
I never watched Dune. I didn't watch Dune 2.
It's an Al-Gaib.
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
Nissan Al-Gaib. Bro, this movie, I promise you, it's our generation Star Wars. I promise you.
Yeah, I might have to watch when I get home. So.
Every scene, bro, it's like you feel like you're transported. Like you're generally just watching it unfold. You don't even feel like you're in the cinema as well. And like if you get... Please go to like a high-end cinema where they have 4K and like 4D stuff. The sound system right next to you, you feel it. Do you know what I mean? It's so intense. Plot-wise, one of the greatest movies I've ever watched. Cinematography-wise, one of the greatest movies I've ever watched, bro. So like, genuinely a 9 out of 10 tonight.
Is there a movie that came out last year that... No, that didn't come out last year, but that you watched last year that stood out to you?
My favorite ever movie right now, Children of Men.
I don't even know what that is.
Like favelas.
No, that's City of God. Oh, that's another. That's one of my. That's in my top 3 though. Okay. But Children of Men, I'll just give you a quick, like
run through.
Exactly. It's basically one disease. Ever since 2008, the human race cannot produce children. Damn. Do you know what I mean? So now
everyone's just dying then.
Exactly. Basically, no, there hasn't been a child born in 17 years. It takes place, I think, 2022. So it's in the slight future. So basically, there is one guy called Theo, and he's just mundane. He lost his child as soon as that kind of thing went over. It took over. But he basically uncovers a plot to figure out, the cause of why they didn't. No one's able to have children. No one's able to procreate, and he basically has to uncover the government's plot, go through and basically like fix the matter. Like I'm basically I'm paraphrasing and I'm taking away so much of the magic of the movie, but it's one to watch. It's one to watch. It's really engaging as well.
My favorite movie that came out last year. I watched so many movies last year. But I'd say Gladiators 2.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that was such a it was such a big movie during my childhood. Yeah. So to watch like Gladiators 2 was amazing. And my second movie, I think it came out 2012. It was Interstellar. I only watched Interstellar last year. I don't know why. Especially someone that considers themselves like a movie freak. I don't know why. But that movie was like it was amazing. And like all of the memes that I was seeing for like the years, everything just made sense.
Matthew McConaughey crying, innit?
So it's like, that movie was amazing, bro. And it's like I'm into science and all that type of stuff. So like stuff. Just seeing that type of like that perspective of things was just like, nah, man. I really liked it.
Tyler Perry, I don't know. Hate him or love him, right? He be cooking in his films. Like I feel like his shows are so. The acting is. At this point, I feel like the acting is like satire because it's so bad, but it's like it's so bad. Like I'm so sorry. Like no, like some of the acting is just
bending. So you do the bending. You know what, Johnny Jackson?
Like,
I remember that shit.
Bro, like it's so like it could be a lot better, but it's like I feel like that could even be like an inside joke or like satire or something. Because every time I watch his shows, there's just like a level of acting that I feel like it's like I'm watching bloopers sometimes. Yeah. But I just love the storylines, the plots, the messages. I feel like a lot of movies these days don't have meaningful messages anymore. It's more about the instant gratification of, if it's an action movie, it's just about action and showing as much graphics as possible. Yeah. But I feel like Oh, Bad Boys 2, did that come out last year?
Yes. I
Okay.
think it did. Yeah,
Okay.
I won't lie. Yeah,
Bad Boys
I want
2.
to add that to man. That
Bad
was
Boys
tough.
I actually haven't watched that.
Or is it Bad Boys 3?
It's Bad Boys Forever.
Bad Boys for Life or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whatever it was,
that
you know
movie,
what
yeah,
I'm
that
talking
movie
about.
was
Tough.
cold. I feel like whatever Martin Lawrence was like alluding to the whole movie was so like it was so obvious, but like kind of deep. Like it was like you actually think about your life, or you think about life as a man, as a black man, and like just that kind of perspective. So it's just like Supercell.
That's not a
Supercell.
movie.
I know it's a show,
So,
but
guys.
I feel like we should.
Nah, I hear it. 'Cause
Get me?
honestly, I was even
Sickle
thinking
cell,
about rap, man.
like
Sickle cell.
no, but I mean like the whole
Oh,
concept, like
yeah.
that was such a,
Yeah,
like
that idea.
raising awareness for
Oh,
sickle
yeah, no,
cell
that's
as well,
cool,
and
that's
then
cool,
having
that's cool.
a mainly black cast, like
Yeah.
that
Nah,
was
that was
beautiful.
tough,
You get
I
me?
can't
I'm very happy with that.
Nah, for real, bro.
Do we have any closing thoughts? Anything you just want to get off
How
your
is
chest?
2025 going for you, man?
How's 2020,
25.
25 going?
It's 25.
25,
For
thank
me,
you.
25. As you know, it hasn't started off
Yeah,
the best.
man. Yeah.
But what's it called again?
Blessings in disguise.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
but
Yeah.
like I don't know, my reaction to what's it called again? Things like unfolding. It showed like how mature I've gotten.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
That like I'm not phased. You know what I mean? It doesn't really shatter my world anymore. Things. I've just been focused on next chapter. Like just genuinely the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? You can't really give into like despair or like you know like the negative like aspects of your head. Like you have to genuinely just keep it stepping, keep it moving. Do you know what I mean?
Consistency.
Exactly. Like there's one quote like your world may be upside down, but like life is actually still going on for everybody.
facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
So yeah, just
Okay.
like that.
What about you, bro?
Honestly, my 2025 is going. Obviously, certain things are out of your control, and you just have to roll with the punches and all that.
For real,
But
man.
like, honestly, it's going pretty good, man. Like my head's clear right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm chilling, and it's like, I think I'm in a space where it's like I am learning by other people's mistakes, because like I'm like learn from people's mistakes so you don't make the same mistakes. You know what I mean? Because it's like.
Don't be stubborn.
Do you know what I
Don't be
mean?
stubborn.
Like if something is right in front of you, learn from it. Like don't even question it. Don't play with it.
Yeah,
Don't
kinda.
like learn. Do you know what I mean?
real,
And it's like one of the boys in it. Hopefully he doesn't get mad for me saying this, but it's like he lost 2 jobs this month in the same day.
Peak.
And it's like if someone goes through that, it's like all of your other problems seem so small. Because imagine now you lose your first job, but at least I still have the other one. They call you 20 minutes later, I won't lie, you're gone as well.
Wow.
Like everything just falls down so quickly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it just made me really truly realize like be grateful for your good situations and your bad situations, because it could always be worse.
Yeah.
100.
Do you know
Gratitude
what I mean?
is a
Like
big
honestly,
thing.
just be grateful, man, for the bad and for the good, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
My thoughts for 2025 is try. So try. There's a lot of things that I feel like last year I experimented with certain things that I felt like, I don't necessarily really like this, but I feel like I could enjoy this sometimes.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like went with the flow and stuff. But I mean, I guess being intentional now, right?
Yeah.
I feel like naturally I can sometimes be a very impulsive person. So it's just like I do things based on how I feel, and then I don't do things based on how I feel. So now I'm like setting like long-term goals for like, how do I want my life to feel every day?
Yes.
You get me? How do I want my present to be? So it's like every day I want to wake up and be able to say that I have this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm getting something from this, like being more productive and being intentional about, setting goals and seeing results.
Yeah.
And then also I feel like being honest with myself. I feel like I'm good at being honest with myself, but standing on business, man, I feel like I just need to stand on business more.
Yeah.
There's certain situations that I know how it's gonna go, but it's just like I feel uncomfortable, kind of. I wouldn't say maybe I don't like confrontation. I think I don't like confrontation. So I like sometimes I can put myself in positions that I know I'm going to be in and I wouldn't be comfortable in, instead of just removing myself. So I think that's something I'm definitely going to work on. And creating memories. Boys, we need to go on holidays. We need to enjoy, man. Go in the sun, you get me.
Bro.
Anything else? Any additions?
For me, I just want to be accountable for myself. I feel like a lot in when I was younger, like I used to, whenever things went wrong, it's always me looking for something to blame, looking for something to like latch on blame onto. But it's me just realizing that, you know, this is me. I'm accountable for my entire life. I'm a grown man. I need to be able to, you know, make the hard decisions and just be real with it. I've just been trying to be more realistic, especially after what's happened, you know what I mean? But just being an adult, man.
Everybody, love yourself, respect yourself, and do the right thing as much as you can. Do the right thing more than you do the wrong thing.
And
so
don't
when
be
you do the
stubborn.
wrong thing, you know what I mean? Just try it. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe, comment again,
Engage.
share, like, subscribe, everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Bro, we need the GTT, man. Love.
The lies got your head fried like a wonton. Here for the long run. Not here to sing song, we're here for a chit chat. Relax and sit back. Sit back, sit back, sit back.
No rush. 10 seconds. Snapchat. Rewind. Throwback. New pod on Instagram. Better follow that. I like that. That Spotify. Better add that. I like that.